Now, what in the heck? I'm not sure how I missed this one. Video taken from New York in 1997 says to show a juvenile Sasquatch swinging in the background, and I'll be damned.
Here to camp, and Kenny's main objective is to burn cans. And if you notice within the fire, and Doug, please get a shot of this.
No one loves an inadvertent Bigfoot capture more than me, so I love this video. We hear the guy talking at the beginning, he's half in the bag, talking about burning cans, yada yada, and all this is going on in the background. I mean, look, clearly something is swinging in the background. So if this is actually taken in New York, we're in business. No primates of any kind are known to live there. I'll kick this one to you guys, but it has me very intrigued. Does anyone know of anything that would debunk this? This might actually be one of the scariest videos I've seen. Let me try to give you a little backstory. Owner Kent Burris has lived in the infamous Lamb House for over 6 years. It's located in Carmel, Maine, and he's documented relentless paranormal activity within these walls. He actually has a YouTube channel named Ghost of Carmel, Maine. It showcases dozens of encounters with what he calls Shadow Dude, a dark entity that seems to stalk the premises. But honestly, that's just the beginning. Ken recently downgraded his EVP equipment after paranormal experts advised him that the older cameras often capture spirits better than the modern ones. Then came this footage, and I don't really know what to say about it.
While I'm walking through the house, I hear these strange sounds and I hear movement throughout the house. And I've already captured an apparition jumping out the window once before, but on this day I turned around and there was something, a strange anomaly in the window. It was just sitting there in the window and it looked like it was moving. I ducked behind around the doorway, not knowing what was going to happen, and that thing took off from the window and went under the bed. Okay, there he is in the window again. Went under the bed. After I viewed the video from this encounter, what I saw in the video looked nothing like what I saw in real time. In real time, it looked like another small shadow apparition sitting in the window. I've captured this 2 times before. One of the captures actually looked like a small apparition jumping from the window.
An apparition that resembles a massive cat. Ken owns a cat but insists that this is something else. Larger, shape-shifting, and behaving nothing like a normal feline. When encountered in person, the entity was sitting in the window and then kind of changed forms and slid down the window and under the bed. The way it morphs suggests something far more sinister than a simple ghost. I don't know what's going on. Some viewers believe we're looking at a skinwalker. Others suggest residual spirits from the building's history as an undertaker's home once owned by Edmund Lamb. Kent's evidence has actually impressed many paranormal investigators, and they've visited and confirmed unusual activity. Now here's the weird part, and let me know what you guys really think about this. Kent has disabled all the comments on his videos, so others can't weigh in. So is it a skinwalker? Is it a shapeshifter? Is it some other type of spirit? I mean, this thing freaks me out, but I find it a little sketchy that old Kent here has disabled comments. What's up with that, buddy? A trail camera used for tracking the animals that use this watering hole for drinking water picked up some very strange sounds. The owner explains that no one has access to this part of their property and they have never heard sounds like this before. On a suggestion, the owner sent it off to a renowned wildlife biologist for voice recognition, but the voice didn't trigger any known species. The expert came back with a declaration of inconclusive. While the owners, they don't necessarily believe in Bigfoot, many are saying that this is exactly what they've captured. The owner of the camera says, quote, "I never really have believed in Bigfoot or ghosts or anything paranormal. I'm curious about what's making the noise and more open to the Bigfoot idea than I was at the beginning. That's for sure." Look at this. Look how cool this is.
What the hell?
Wow.
There's a bald eagle on our deck. Does it want to eat Noki?
It wants to, probably.
Wow.
It would if Noki went outside. Oh, she's tagged.
She's tagged.
Yeah, look at her leg.
Could she carry our dog away?
Oh, hell yeah, she could.
Oh. Noki, that bird wants to eat you. Oh my goodness, this is crazy.
No.
Do you think it's hurt?
No. Throw her a piece of steak out the other window. See if she'll go after it.
Wow.
Where's my phone? FaceTime somebody.
Yokai are supernatural creatures, spirits, and demons from Japanese folklore. They encompass a broad range of beings from mischievous tricksters to terrifying monsters, and even benign or helpful spirits. However, most of them are not. They come in many different forms, but these guys didn't become famous from being nice. They take the form of shapeshifters, animals or inanimate objects turning into human or monstrous forms. Well, a family thinks they might have caught the latter on camera. Check this out. So tell me, what do you think? Did they catch a yokai? Or do we think we're looking at a camera glitch here? Popular YouTube channel 401 Files. Remote forest, miles from civilization, no roads, no cell service, just trees, wilderness, and, well, something else.
Okay, so I'll just give you a quick tour of my bedroom for the night, what I've built up. I've got all these little sticks to create the perimeter. Got my fire there. My bike, obviously. So I'm going to be sleeping here next to the fire, not too close though, obviously, because I've got an inflatable mattress and I don't want that to blow up. One lesson I've always learned really helps.
The footage starts innocently enough. Birds singing, leaves rustling, distant animal calls. Classic camping content.
I don't know how much of me you can see. Let me shine my torch. But can you hear that? Wow, it's a good job I know what the hell that is. Because I would be shitting my pants right now had I not come across that sound before.
First comes the darkness, then the terrifying scream that cuts through the night. Now we heard the screams, but slow, deliberate footsteps circling the tent. Not random forest sounds, something methodical, purposeful. Something that knows he's inside. Hour after excruciating hour passes, the footsteps never leave. Sometimes closer, sometimes further, but always there. Our guy remains frozen. Dawn finally breaks and the forest falls unnaturally silent. That's when he makes his escape, quickly packing and fleeing whatever had been watching him. Would you have stayed put or taken off in the middle of the night? And what do you think was circling his tent? That sucked. A picture-perfect lifestyle. Australian couple living the dream, sailing tropical waters for 4 months, documenting everything for their YouTube channel. In December of 2023, on a remote stretch of Australia's coastline, the couple anchors near a small, uninhabited island for what they thought would be a peaceful night, a nice place for their feet to touch solid ground. The next morning, they head ashore to explore.
Oh man. Nothing can really prepare you for that. We were not expecting to find anything like this. This is crazy. This is more bones here. This is a pile of bones. I was checking out that wasp's nest, and below it is a whole stack of human bones. We might have stumbled across
A burial site.
yeah, something quite sacred here, like a sacred burial site. We were hoping at best to find like some Aboriginal cave paintings that we could show our respect to, but we bloody never expected to see this.
A human skull with bones carefully arranged beside it. Their footage captures the raw shock and confusion. They're not really sure what to expect. Their initial fear was of a crime scene. However, they had a realization that they might have just discovered a traditional Aboriginal burial site. These sacred grounds contain remains preserved through ancient practices where flesh was removed but bones carefully preserved. The couple's reaction? Immediate respect and retreat. The camera barely captures their quick departure as they scramble back to their boat to find another place to anchor up. Yeah, you think? Well, what would you guys have done in their situation? Have you ever wandered accidentally somewhere you shouldn't have been? I don't know what's going on, but this is another clip I found of a creme de la creme Bigfoot video that has been enhanced, and it's the clearest I've seen. I know you guys will recognize this one. This is the Provo thrower. In December of 2012, a hiker in Provo comes head-to-head with an aggressive bipedal creature. We see the hairy, muscular build, although in this particular instance, the creature doesn't seem to be that towering tall. But still, massive being. Many enthusiasts are saying that this is an aggressive adolescent male Bigfoot, and I could really see this. What is interesting, something I never picked up in the first video, is that you can really see the moment our beast notices the cameraman. He crests the hill and he tries to squat quickly, unsuccessfully behind this tree. As we see him start to move again, we see him raise up and sidearm sling this rock right at the guy. Of course, this bit of aggression was taken as a not-so-subtle hint, and our guy got the heck out of there. Can't blame him for that. Now, even though this type of behavior is uncharacteristic of many Bigfoot reports, here's how I feel about it. I almost feel like he was embarrassed that he got caught and kind of turned to anger. Just how a teenager might not be able to handle their emotions and lash out. I'm sure we've all had some experience with that. Wink, wink. I really think the Bigfoot had no intention of being seen, got caught up in the moment, kind of just lollygagged out into the open. And frankly, once he knew his cover was blown, he was pissed. He went from trying to hide real quickly to lashing out in anger. I don't know, it's one of the most famous clips, but I love how this one is enhanced and zoomed in. I hope you guys like it. Let me set the stage here. A newly formed, yet-to-be-named Wolfpack has been successfully hunting elk on the National Elk Refuge for the past few months. Well, one morning, they decided to cross the Gros Ventre River into the Grand Teton National Park, where these bull elk are not like they are over in the refuge.
They got him. Oh, he kicked one. There's two right on. They got them on both flanks. Oh!
Be careful, big guy.
Oh my god, it's like toying with it. There's three. There's three on it. Well, there it goes. There you go. They're coming down. Hunt number 5 today.
Each one of these ended in failure. A British Columbia community off northern Vancouver is wondering if the strange noises they're hearing are from a Sasquatch. Residents of the island say they've been hearing strange screams and howls from the forest, mostly at night. And almost all of the community is convinced there's something out there. Here are the noises that have been captured.
It's an eerie recording captured on a cell phone of something that's making strange howling noises heard throughout Alert Bay.
We heard it once, and I didn't get the recording, and then second time I got the recording, and that's when I was on the back porch. Very eerie.
This audio was recently recorded on the backside of Cormorant Island. One particular resident has heard it at least 3 times, once during the day and the other 2 at night. Some disbelievers have said that it's just a dog, but almost everyone attests that it's impossible for a dog to make this type of noise. And while in most places it would be easy to shrug this off as wildlife noises or peculiar mating sounds, keep in mind that Cormorant Island has no wildlife. No mountain lions, no bears, not even deer. And even if you choose to shoo away the sounds, there have also been multiple sightings of this Sasquatch. A lady whose father still lives on the island came back to pay respects to a loved one. And as she approached the cemetery, she saw the creature. She was so spooked that she didn't stay. Not only that, she left the island altogether. A more recent sighting happened when a group of teens were playing soccer. They saw a large creature moving against a building in what took only a few strides. The original uploader of this video goes into greater detail, so you should check that out. But before that, let me know what you guys think. I don't know what to think. I'm not really sure how to process the strange noises, seeing as the island doesn't have any wildlife. If it's not a Sasquatch, and it's not a mountain lion, to get those noises, would it have to be a hoax? Someone playing something over a loudspeaker? I just don't know. But I will say this. Many on that island seemed convinced they're up against a Bigfoot. In this clip, a guy was just walking by in a park when he captured this incredible scene. Admittedly, I couldn't tell what was going on when the video started. I could see a duck with his head underwater, most likely hunting, but that's all I could tell. After not coming up for what felt like a few minutes, the man filming splashed some water on the duck, and then he noticed a huge toad had clamped down onto the duck's beak and entire face. The duck was about to drown. The man reached down and pulled them ashore and plucked the overzealous toad off the duck's face. Wow, that is just crazy. He practically had his whole head in his mouth. We see as the duck casually swims away, and the man lets the frog go. I'd be interested if anyone has any insight into this. I'm sure there are frogs big enough to take down a bird. However, in this video, it's almost like the frog got the duck and didn't know what to do with him. Like, uh-oh, I'm just going to hold on for dear life. Anyhow, I'm glad the Good Samaritan could help the duck out. An incredible mountain lion hunt caught on camera here. Taking place in Chile's Torres del Paine National Park, some type of goose or bird is caught by this agile lion. Look at that jump. So athletic. The lion made that look much easier than it should have been, and she's able to carry it off for a small meal. Of course, these apex predators are looking for a little more meat, but when they see an easy mark or times get tough, they'll take anything. Staying with the mountain lion theme, here's a cool clip taken from a hunter in a tree stand. The hunter has placed a buck decoy in this grassy area, trying to lure some game in. Well, it worked, except this isn't what he was looking for. Watch as the lion sneaks up behind the decoy. He has to be thinking, this is the easiest meal I'm ever going to have. Just a great thing to catch on camera. In this next similar scene, a trail camera captures the moment a lion has come face to face with a decoy. He's had enough of this and goes on the attack. If you look closely, you can see one of the antlers of the decoy is missing. I'm beginning to wonder if these two have met before. This interaction looks like there might be some unfinished business between these two. Anyhow, great camera footage. The concept of the video doorbell was initially introduced in 2013. Since its mass production, users like Redditor Love Crystals from Dallas, Texas have been capturing unusual sightings on their doorbell footage. These cameras have been able to capture more than just human intruders. In this particular footage, the camera was positioned on top of the user's garage. The video shows a driveway and a parked car outside the user's house at night. Although it is not uncommon for these cameras to record mysterious videos of people passing by or animals, this footage captured something very peculiar. The driveway near the parked car shows two small bipedal creatures wandering around for several seconds. When they approach the car, we can see that they are around the same height as the tires, which is most likely between 15 to 22 inches. The creatures have an unusual shape with extremely small legs that cause them to waddle as they explore the driveway. Due to being entirely in the shadows, it is impossible to distinguish any specific features. Viewers on Reddit have speculated that the creatures could be something as simple as large birds or even owls. However, some are uncertain about this suggestion. It is uncommon to witness such large birds walking on the ground for such a long time. Others believe that the creatures could be a type of cryptid, perhaps resembling a gnome or garden gnome that has come to life. Without additional footage or sightings, it is pretty challenging to determine what these unusual creatures might be. Let's hope that this Redditor security camera will capture more mysterious videos of these guys in the future. What do you all think these creatures could be? I'm at a loss. Although the one commenter that said they were owls, I could see that, I think. Anyhow, let me know in the comments what you think. I'm interested to hear. This encounter, taken in Alaska, is insane. A dog sledder and her team, along with a cameraman, are out shooting some footage in the wilderness. All of a sudden, the dogs come to a stop, only to be faced by a big moose. None of the dogs sustained any injuries, but I'm just going to let the video play with volume so you can hear the chaos.
Oh, I don't want that slow to go. A home security camera caught the moment a hawk tried to dive bomb an unsuspecting hen in a backyard. As you can see, the hawk swoops in and corrals the hen. However, there's a brave rooster that is saying, "Not on my watch, pal." Okay, so to better distinguish who is who, through all the feathers flying, the hen is the white one and her knight in shining armor is the black rooster. After the initial skirmish, the hawk rests on top of the fence line to rethink his attack. The hawk drops in for round 2 when he thinks Mr. Rooster has left the area. However, Rooster hears the commotion and runs to protect the hen again. This time he pins the hawk up against the coop. I'm thinking the hawk learned his lesson. However, this is a pretty common tactic amongst these birds of prey, trying to pick off vulnerable, confined birds or animals. A few videos back, we saw a similar attack with a similar result. That time, the hawk tried to escape and got pinned down inside the hen house. A home security camera captured this footage of a few deer enjoying a late night drink. You can see the deer just doing what deer do. After a few seconds of video, you can see the deer in the forefront perk her head up. She senses, and most likely smells, something is coming their way. As she takes off, that's the signal for her friend to follow suit. And before we can even see what they are escaping from, they're gone. Now, as the camera zooms in, what I think is most impressive is that I cut out about 45 seconds of this video. So very early on, the deer sensed that this predator was nearby. He hadn't even come into camera view. And look at this. Here comes this big guy lumbering out of the small wooded area in the background. Mr. Bear is about a minute too late. Another thing to note is you can see the lights of the houses in the background. Kinda scary that he's just making his rounds through the neighborhood.
Here's another piece of the video of him coming around the house. He's a big old boy. He eventually leaves not too far away from the way he came. Man, this is pretty scary footage, but it's helpful to know what you have creeping around your house, day or night. Amazing footage here from a couple just trying to steal away a few minutes of relaxation on their back deck. Out of nowhere, they see a bald eagle swimming directly for their backyard. They thought at first he might be hurt, but when he got to shore, you can see what he has, I think, is a big carp in tow. That guy is massive in size compared to the eagle. The couple that filmed the encounter said the eagle gorged himself on the fish for hours, stashed it in an overhanging bush, and came back the next day to finish it off. Just a great camera capture. Now this is a feel-good story here. Video here of a man playing with his dogs while camping. 3 dogs just roughhousing out in the water fetching a stick. You can see one of the labs gets the first stick his owner threw. Then the man launches another one to the right. The camera focuses in on the dog swimming in with the stick, and almost immediately, to me, it looks like he's struggling to keep his head above water. But then when he gets closer, you can notice he's abandoned the stick, and he's just trying to make it to shore. But suddenly he goes under, and his owner sprints out into the water and pulls him up. The man is fully clothed and struggles to grasp the pup. A friend comes to help out, and they get the dog on land. And thank God, the pup makes a full recovery and is just fine to this day. Man, I don't know about you guys, but my dog is family to me, so I don't blame the man for jumping in for the rescue. Fully clothed, phone in pocket, whatever it takes. I sensed something was wrong when the dog ditched the stick. Anyhow, great job paying attention to your surroundings by the owner. Just a rather strange video here, as we see this cat is holding a small bunny prisoner. Eventually the cat leaps up to an overhanging porch with the bunny gently in its mouth. As the cat takes his eye off his playmate, the bunny sees his chance and slips through the bars and flies down to the ground. He takes off across the green grass as the cat finally notices and takes pursuit. And just when it looks like the bunny might get away, you've got to be kidding me. A hawk swoops by and snatches up the very, very unlucky bunny. Man, what a crazy turn of events, and it's very easy to see why having a bird's eye view lends such an advantage.